Yo guys, welcome back with me, Kenwilboy. In this video, we are going to talk about how to start Forex trading for beginners in 2025. Complete guide. For those who don't know me, I'm Kenwilboy, professional trader with over 10 years of experience in the financial markets, and I've made more than $1 million in profits. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's start with the basics first. What is Forex? Forex stands for foreign exchange, or in simple terms, currency pair. Basically, it's currency pair. Let's take a look here. Euro USD. So it's the price of euro against the dollar USD. So if the euro goes up against the USD, of course, here will go up. How about if the USD goes up against the euro? So in euro USD, it will go down because it means that the euro is going down against the dollar. And if you trade in the broker, CFDs using leverage, as you can see here, the price is actually the same as in, if you go to money changer or you go to the airports, change your money, it's the same. Probably, but with differences in spreads or commission or fees, but it's similar. As you can see here, the price is 1.12. The price of euro against the dollar. If we check to the currency converter, see, and we input 1 euro is equals to 1.12. So it's confirmed. It's the same. This is basically the price of euro in US dollar. So yeah, if we predict or we analyze the market that euro is going up against dollar, we will open a buy position. But in a buy position, if the market goes down, you lose money. And for sell position, this is the good thing about futures trading or leverage trading, is that you can also open a sell position. So when the market goes down, you make a profit. But if the market goes up, you lose money. So it's a short position. It's a feature provided by the broker. So the broker will lend you the currency or the asset that you're trading. Okay, I will repeat. How does it work? A sell position or short selling. Short selling works by the broker lending you the asset and you sell first in the market. When the market goes down, when you close the position, it means that you're buying again the asset from the market and you're giving back the asset to your broker, and you pocket the difference in price. So you sell at a high price, you buy at a low price. But you sell first before you buy. Unlike a traditional trading, like spot trading, where it's only one way, you could only profit by the markets going up, where you buy first at the low price, then you sell at a high price. That's the traditional way. But in futures or CFD trading, you can actually sell first before you buy. But don't worry, everything is done automatically. You just need to open and close a position. So yeah, that's how it works, Forex. And the next question is, what pairs to trade? There's so many pairs here, like XAUUSD or gold is very popular. And there is currency pair like Euro USD, GBP JPY, GBP USD. Which one should I choose? My suggestions for beginners, I would suggest you to trade the popular one or the major pair. We call it major pair. If we go to the broker I'm using, Fortune Markets, you can actually see all symbols and select the popular one. I would suggest you to pick one among the popular pairs here. Why I suggest you to choose the popular pair or the major pair? It's because the major pair have a high liquidity and high volume. So high amount of transactions, traders buying and selling from around the world. And the benefit of trading highly liquid assets or currency is that you have very low spreads and basically very low fees. So yeah, in conclusion, stick to the major pair or the popular pair for beginners. And next question, when should we trade? Before I answer this question, you should know about market session first. Okay, I will move here to TradingView. TradingView is a free website for analyzing, for charting, where you can use any indicator. You can draw anything. You can drag a line, draw anything. It's like a whiteboard for traders. Here, okay, back to the topic. Market sessions, there are 4 major market sessions. That is Tokyo, Sydney, New York, and London. So what's the difference? How does it work? Okay, so if a currency have USD behind it like this, XAU-USD, like here, what I'm trading, XAU-USD, it means it has the highest volume and liquidity during the New York session, because market session is like categorized by which part of the world are active during that time. So during New York session, it means people in New York and nearby area, they're active. And during the London session, it means that people in London and nearby city or countries are active. It's noon, but the other way around. While it's noon in London, it's probably midnight in Asia, like Tokyo in Japan or other Asian countries, China, Singapore, anything. So that's the logic behind it. You would want to trade according to the sessions of your currency. So if a currency have USD in it, like XAU-USD, Euro-USD, or, okay, let me get back here. Any currency with USD, GBP-USD, and other currency, even BTC-USD, Bitcoin, I would suggest you to trade during the New York session, because that's the ideal time, because that's the time where people are trading it, so you have high volume and high liquidity, low spreads. How about Tokyo? What is it for? It's for currency with JPY in it. JPY, for those who don't know. Okay, let me check. GBP, JPY, like JPY. For those who don't know, JPY is Japanese yen. So you would want to trade currency pair with JPY in it during the Tokyo session, because during that session, it has the highest volume and liquidity, and the market moves the most aggressively during that session. But during other session, like probably in New York session, currency with JPY without the USD currency, like GBP JPY during New York session, it barely moves, because all the banks in Japan are closed, people in Japan are sleeping, and people in New York or in US, they don't really trade JPY currency because it's not their currency, or they don't really trade GBP JPY because there's no USD in it. But if you go to USD JPY, let's say, for example, it has USD in it, it means during the New York session, it still has high liquidity. Not only during the Tokyo session, it has high liquidity and high volume during both Tokyo and New York session. If you don't understand what I'm saying, sorry, my English is not the best, but you can just repeat my video and try to understand it. So basically, New York have the highest liquidity for USD currency. London have the highest liquidity or volume for GBP, Great Britain Pound Sterling. Tokyo have the highest liquidity for JPY, Japanese yen currency. So that's basically it. Next question. How about indicators and strategies? Which indicators and strategies should we use? Well, there is like countless, thousands of strategies and indicators out there. You can even make your own strategy or indicators, no problem. I've made a bunch of indicators back then before. But I mean, all indicators have their pros and cons, because indicators are created based on the past prices, and you cannot really predict the market to the future with 100% accuracy with any indicator. So every indicator, they have their own pros and cons. So there is no wonder indicator with 100% accuracy. No. If someone is telling you that, oh, use my indicator, use my strategy, my accuracy is 100%, I never lose, you better run, because that person is lying. There's no such thing as wonder strategy in this world. Well, I can show you the popular indicator. It's moving average, probably like moving average exponential, like this. EMA, it's a popular one. EMA is the average of the last, if you type 50, It means it's the average of last 50 candle. So EMA is basically the average of the price. EMA 50 means the average of the last 50 candle. EMA 20, it means the average of the last 20 candle. So the period is 20 candle for EMA 20. But for EMA 50, the period is 50 candles. That's about it. EMA is popular, and there is Bollinger Band, also popular Bollinger Bands, this one. But I'm not going to explain every indicator in this video because it's going to be very long. But one thing I would say to you is every indicators have their own pros and cons. Of course, every indicators must have weaknesses. There is no such thing as wonder strategist, wonder indicator. You can check here in Fortune Markets. There is hundreds of indicators, or in TradingView, anywhere. It's okay. By the way, if you're asking me what indicator is this for checking the market sessions, you can just type on indicators on TradingView. It's 100% free. You can just type on this sessions and click on the sessions by Lux Algo. I'm not endorsing, I'm not sponsoring, but this is free. You can use, no problem. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to pay for anything. Yeah. And yeah, you can check the market sessions here. Looks good. I think it will be useful, especially for beginners. Okay. Next question, where to trade? Which broker should I use? To answer this, before I answer, I need you to know what are the factors for choosing trading platform or brokers. What are the important factors? Number one, the most important factor is the fees, of course, the fees. Is it expensive or is it cheap? Of course, we want to choose broker with lower fees. Because high fees, of course, who would want to pay higher fees? Of course, the spreads, the commission, the swaps. Swaps is the overnight cost, overnight fees for positions longer than 1 day. Secondly, security of funds, very important. You would not want to put your money in place where it's not safe. Of course, it's a no-brainer. You would think for fund security, you would want broker with fast withdrawal, with solid track record, credible history, and you would want broker with strong and good regulation, and big and popular broker. Because big companies, popular companies, means that they're doing good business and people are using them around the world. For me personally, I choose Fortune Markets. Here, my shirt. Fortune Markets. From my experience, Fortune Markets is very good. In terms of fees, they have one of the best trading fees with the lowest trading fees. They have very low spreads, zero commission, zero swaps or overnight fees. And about the security, I've tried withdrawing a huge amount of money from them and it's always flawless. They process withdrawal very fast, no matter the amount. Like some brokers, they process withdrawal fast when you're withdrawing small amounts, but they process it slowly when you're withdrawing large amount. But with Fortune Markets, I've tried withdrawing both large and small sum of money, and they process the same instantly, very fast. And about the track record and credibility, Fortune Markets have a very good track record. They have been around for right now almost 5 years. 5 years. They are UK regulated, very strong regulation. And if you check the social media, you type in Fortune Markets, they're everywhere. The media are talking about it. The traders, all the traders are using it. Very popular in Asia. Also starting to get more popular in Europe too. I feel safe with Fortune Markets. And a lot of people also feel safe with Fortune Markets. You can check, type in Fortune Markets, and you can see all the traders on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram are using Fortune Markets. I think popularity is an important factor to take a look. Because, of course, everybody wants to use the good one. So if a lot of people are using it, it means it's good and has been verified and checked by thousands of traders around the world. And Fortune Markets is operating in more than 20 countries. So yeah, it's very good. If you want to register Fortune Markets, check the link down below. It's 100% free. I don't need anything from you. There is no minimum deposit. There is no online course, paying for course. No such thing. It's all free, 100% free. So, and for bonus content, I would show you an easy strategy for beginners. Here's an easy strategy, but it's very effective for beginners too. First, you would want to use EMA, moving average exponential, or exponential moving average. Change the EMA to 50. So it's the average of the last 50 candlestick. The period changed to 50. And the way we use this is, if the candlesticks are above the EMA line, it means that the market is in uptrend and you should only open a buy position. And if the candlesticks are below the EMA, it means that the markets are in downtrend and you should only sell. And for extra confirmation, you can draw a support or resistance area like this. Let me check. Okay, like here, I think this is a good price for you to buy here. If we go back in time and we check, here is a good place for you to buy because it's in the support area and it's above the EMA line. So it's in an uptrend and the market is in the support area. It means that it's the bottom price for that certain period. Support is the bottom. It's like an imaginary bottom line, and resistance is an imaginary top line where markets tends to bounce around those supports and resistance. So in support, market tends to bounce upwards. In resistance or the top boundaries, top ceiling, market tends to bounce downward. So this is a good time for you to buy. Well, the market, of course, eventually went down again, but that's not a problem because you could have taken profit up here, somewhere here, and you could have made a nice profit, no problem. That's trading. You need to execute at the right time because the market keeps on moving up and down. It's never one way, like up and up only or down and down only. It's never like that. It's always up and down. You need to close the position before the markets went down again. Okay, this is a nice strategy for you beginners because it's very easy to learn. You just need to learn about EMA indicators and you learn how to draw support and resistance. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching and peace out.